A world full of stories, the future's changing. Reach out your hand and grasp your own fate. These are my complete records of the Göttershexe. May they prove helpful to whomever may find them in the future. I've written down all my life in the hope that it can change the outcome that was set in stone. I do not know what this will entail for the world, or if it will ever achieve anything. But please, at least, listen to this long story of someone who has lost this game. More than just strength. It was unavoidable, no matter how much I would try. It was obvious that Fornhan wanted to. The point I had as leverage was the fact that he could only stay here for 5 more days. If I had been able to avoid him for that time, was there nothing he could have done. As it stands, was the task of avoiding him, however, an exceptionally difficult thing to do. With us living in the forest they were stationed right in front of, was it something I had expected to happen earlier. He never did go inside the forest and come directly towards me, so I could simply time it so that he would not be able to catch me entering it. And that was successful for 2 days. But today he already had enough from this cat and mouse game, waiting at the forest entrance for the entire day. There was no escaping him this day. He would wait even if I would go past midnight, and in the night no human is going to sneak around a werewolf. We returned after school as usual, and there he stood, not going to let us pass. Herr Hilk was not far off, but he only watched as a bystander. No matter what would be the result or what would going to happen, would he stay there. Of the many other bystanders of the werewolf side, was there then also the Yetis being held back by a combination of Alemho and Gangshi, and to top it off, one of the poltergeister, the one with the scarf. It was quite the sight to behold, seeing these giants furiously trying to break through by 3 people who all did not understand a word they said and were at least 75% of the size and a third their width standing in the way. The real question was why they even did this. Were they this excited to see me fight for Hosha? It was not as if I even was the one who should be fighting him. Han Peng was the one that started the fight, but he was all forgotten and ignored by now. So, you fear me that much that you can only come with your entire pack. It seems that you have finally realized your place in the bigger picture. Says the right one, you prick. A cunt like you fighting someone you know is weaker and then being proud about it. So much for werewolves not attacking the weak. The Hosha did not even pay attention to Han Peng, who angrily stood right before him and simply walked through him like a curtain of a stage. The stage being prepared for the play of a wolf and a man. Of course did the others not just stand still, so did Lapis and Tim hold the others back, as both knew this would only get worse when someone like Zonfei would also try to become part of this. We bicker and fight, we raise our hands and laugh at the other failures, but we never would go past the line, and we also don't allow others to go past it and get away with it. It was a natural bond that had quickly formed when we had to live day in, day out next to the others, and were forced to work together regardless of our standings. That was what Professor Trönev wanted, wasn't it? All of that was in this moment, however, not good. We possessed camaraderie, but not the power to follow through. I had to deal with this on my own. When I tried to walk past, did he grab my arm tightly and pull me before him. I won't let you just ignore me. You are to revere me, bow before me. You are nothing, a worm, and I will prove that. You will fight me. I will not let it stand what you did. I did not intend to take part in some fight. I had never the intention to undermine your abilities. I was simply saving a classmate. That is all there was to it. I did not put any thought into my action. So you are not only a coward, but also a weasel. You think I will let you just run away? You will fight me. Hey, idiot, if you want to fight so badly, why not fight me? I am still with open business with you. The true coward is someone who is fighting a fight with someone and then lets his frustration out on Crazy Worm. Han Peng was wrong. This had no longer anything to do with what he did. For Hosha would have most likely forgotten this entire scenario by the next day, regardless of what would have happened. But what he could not let stand was his interaction with me. It didn't matter what started it. The sheer fact that I challenged him was unacceptable. Hosha was fiercely staring at me and did not intend to let go of my arm. I would have liked to postpone this for just 2 more days. If I would get out of it right now, would I be able to do that? But that was not an option in this. It would hurt, but I could take it. He was angry, and that would mean he had to win within the confines of the rules. If he would beat me so overwhelmingly that he didn't even need to break me, would that without a doubt show his superiority. I am not like Han Peng and can easily take the humiliation. In the end, is this none of my concern. I could win against him, it would not be hard, and this would never become a problem again. I could make sure of that. What am I thinking? I have to simply win. Do you think that would be allowed? There's no way I could accept, and you will not oppose the teachers. Not even you are that dumb. I could see it. I could see that stupid face, that hated face, that face of hell, that was suddenly trying to hide his laughter. He knew exactly what was happening. You dare to speak with me that way? No one will come to defend you here. This is far away from the jurisdiction of the teachers of yours. You think any of them will help you? A difference in culture, that was all that currently protected me. No matter how angry he was, no matter how much he hated me, the Hosha could not go after me in this one moment. It would destroy him regardless of the outcome, and that was his weakness. He was not human. He cared for this absurd idea of honor and would not strike me without knowing. I'll go get someone. He pushed me away as strongly as he could, yet I would not fall over. I stumbled backwards. My feet slipped and slid, and despite no one catching me, did I not fall. This made the Hosha even more furious, but he could not simply act out of line. Go get your puny teachers. This will be over before they even heard of it. Hulk sure had a great time in the backlines. This must have been the greatest show he could have ever imagined to get. Just let him fight. I know these types of guys. It's best to just let him. This is going to hurt my body. But don't worry, Aspan, we'll stitch you back together afterwards. Do not encourage him. This is something that clearly crosses the line and cannot be accepted. Cease this nonsense now, or face the consequences of your actions. You think anything will happen to me, woman? There's nothing in your puny school that can dictate my actions. Aspan already kicked your butt once, so he will do it again. You will be super sorry afterwards. I don't think it is good to avoid this. It will just make things worse over time. Just shut up, all of you! A power word that was so unexpected for me that all my classmates moved a step backwards from it. But it was enough. This was my problem, and I would be dealing with it. I cannot be having others do me favors. Owning something to someone makes it unpredictable what could happen in the future. This fight would be quick and painless. Nothing to be worried about. Bro, you just can't shout like that at Selene. This was bad. I am just too agitated over this meaningless event. It is going to ruin my reputation if this continues. You seem to be bad right now. You are not like you normally are. You are feeling ill. I am fine! It's getting worse. The more it's getting dragged out, I simply need to end this as fast as possible. I just can't stand how all need to put their nose into my business. Simply let me do this on my own. Who in their right mind would want to help from the likes of you? Not all help is always welcome, or helps you. I could feel how the tension started to get worse all around. The others had clearly noticed how much everyone was stressed out, but Alemho and Gangshin and the poltergeist held them back for now. I would need to get this done with for more than one reason. The longer this takes, the more likely there will be an intruder. But then there suddenly was silence. I had enough of this game of waiting. The fight starts now. Someone like you does not deserve better treatment. The forest had wind going through it, but as usual was an uncomfortable silence within that forest. The main school building so far away that you couldn't hear the slightest bit of noise from it, and the noise of here seemed to suddenly have cut off. All there was a perpetrator and a victim facing off. This was a show of power, to prevent an accident like this to ever happen again. Once put in the scenario, you would simply have to show your weakness. You would need to show how you cannot hurt the werewolf, how you cannot withstand the werewolf. You would have to show how you cannot win this fight. That would be the fast and simple way how you could escape. A werewolf will not simply attack someone when there is no need for it. Humans are rational, so it could happen that a weak human challenges what no rational being would. You could find yourself in such a scenario. So may it be unusual for this to happen between werewolves, that one party wants to show that they're weaker. Is it the surefire way to escape unscathed? You should do that. Why are you waiting there? Do it! Go! Attack me! I don't want to drag this out much further. There's no need in building something up that will end this quickly. Go! Attack me! Why are you moving backwards? Why are you avoiding me all of a sudden? The powerful and beautiful werewolf looking now so ugly. It is ugly because you no longer have the fantastic shield protecting you, that shield of overwhelming power. You fear, for you do not know, a miserable being that went over its own power. Fight me! Show me all that power you have. Destroy me! Tear me limb from limb. End this! Make me never again challenge you. Show me everyone what a great warrior you are. Do it! This is the one chance you get. By tomorrow, you will be occupied with the fighting. After that, you will never need to go back. This is your only chance. It is in moments like these that one has to show their worth. It is not hard for anyone really to play a game in which they are strongest. However, only those truly strong will be able to keep up this game when the playing time has ended. There is more than one form of strength. Those blessed with power or those blessed with looks will grow up to be used to this natural attraction of the weak. And even the intelligent will at some point show what they can do for all to see. It takes longer for them, as intelligence is not needed at the beginning of your life, but it is needed more than anything else in the end. That is the truth of this game that is called life. But there is yet another form of strength, one that has been long forgotten, and one that is not apparent no matter how long you look for it. It is something that will only show itself when needed. In that fact we are quite similar. It is not a prowess, nor a beauty, and not our intelligence. We might be strong, or we look, or we possess intelligence so it could be easy to mistake it for one of the others. But that is not the reason why people will come to you, no matter how hard we try to stay away from them. But that is where we now differ, more than anything else in the world. Just look at Fornhan, the once so strong and unbeatable warrior. He was already there to be seen as a strong. He knew that fact, but that was not why he acted like he did. It is not because he is powerful that he acts superior, but that he acts as he does means that these things are powerful. You grew up in this world of chaos where I grew up in a world of order. Yet is it exceptionally easily for me to submit myself. I do not need to show my power, and I am willing to lose to those weaker if that result is the easiest solution. I know what you are thinking right now, not because of similarities, but because of our differences. The thoughts I should have, but never can. I should drag this out. The longer this lasts, the more likely will it be that someone will stop it. There will be no guarantee that he will act like I predict him to. He is, after all, not the same race. I do not know much about werewolf. Even when I am certain that my judgment is right, is that only true when I am given all the information? Even with all the observing I have done, is there no certainty that I have seen enough from someone so different to everything I knew to this point? I have to guess how the path will go when I have neither footing nor see what lies before me. If I drag this out long enough, if I waited for the time that we get stopped, that will set an end to this. There is not much time left, and he will not have the chance to redeclare a fight before they have to leave. I know that he won't attack me otherwise, as this serves as a proof of power, not a display of such. Those thoughts are there. You have thought of them, but they are not here in this moment. Is that not true? Is that not why you are marching forwards? Fornhan does no longer look as majestic as he once did when he possessed all his power. Someone is ugly to look at when they are in this position that he is right now. Beauty is not coming from looks but actions. A beautiful person is such because they act beautiful. But how could anyone do that audacity when someone like this human stands before you? You will bow down. Your stiff and sturdy upright ears will fall down. You will hide those claws and never enrage him. You will hide your face to not be seen as ungrateful. That is what you are doing, Fornhan. That is what every werewolf would do when facing someone this overwhelmingly powerful. You are angered when he stopped you, but not because you saw him as an insolent being that would dare to stop you, but because you did not understand. You feared him this much. I'm telling you to attack me, end the stupid tantrum of yours. I just hate how much it puts me in the spotlight. All you need to do is one attack, and I will not be able to handle it. So do it! That is enough. Fornhan, you have lost. Accept it finally. You should have never challenged someone you knew you could not beat. It is extremely untypical even of you. There we have it, the inevitable result. The winner sat long before the two of you met. Fysfor kuyoka foremho zumeluk, luk nakori nim oshfoki. Alemho came over to give me a big slap on the back, making all of this seem even more miserable on Fornhan's end, with how I got almost knocked down by this one friendly slap on the back. I understood not the words he said, but I understood the idea behind what he said. He was joking about me beating Fornhan after all his talk. Fornhan was now fallen on the ground, like an invisible force pressed him into it. The expression of someone who had utterly and completely lost. And yes, I did. Herr Hilk got his wish, even if I didn't want to win the fight. This was simply putting too much on target on me, for the bad or the good. It didn't matter. What it also did was that those of my class did seem to have completely gotten over what happened just now and my rude behavior, which was for the best.
Take that, you dumb furry idiot! That's what you get for fighting us!
He had it coming.
What do you mean? Aspan just got lucky. You could have done so many bad things to him.
History is written by the winners, and we have one right here. After doing the thing I never intended to do, and now standing there still facing Fahosha, who now no longer looked impressive like he did mere moments before, did the others come towards us. The Yetis seemed to be happy that no fighting had happened in the end. I am surprised that you fought. You did not need to win, but you did anyways. I would have simply taken it instead of facing the fallout of my actions. It was surprising for both of us, but I can also not stand seeing your face at this moment. The most important thing that happened was the reaction of the other werewolf. They didn't like me, but they also did not see this as an excuse to think of Fahosha as weak. So this is how it works. He is stronger than them. Beating him doesn't mean that he's weaker, but the other one is stronger. This is how werewolves think. They still had to face a choice now. Would they stay at the difference out of fear of me, or will they come and look after their fallen leader? I hated this. If he just had attacked me and ended this how it should have ended, why did he have to back down? What compelled someone like him to do such a thing when I offered my everything without putting one bit into defense?
Was im Namen der heiligen Scheiße was that?
Tabusiashi Shosho Eri.
Joe-san! Joe-san! Joe-san!
So the rat did it. What a surprise. So what will be the spoils of war from this? Well, it was not like he won my strength. Simply those stupid ranking orders the werewolves follow so diligently. Lungun Koja? Lungun Fuji? Would you look at that? The one so proud and arrogant bastard is now turned to nothing but a pile of shame. Have to say, that I would have never expected. You have to go apologize. No, he surely will already tell the teacher. Don't worry, Dorothy. I know that he will not go back on his word. I have my fair share of experience with these type of guys.
We should spread the word.
There were so many words, so many sounds, and so many things happening now that the fight had ended. And now I realized how there never had been any silence. There was a lot of noise. All this time, throughout the entire fight, you could hear the cars from the street outside of the school. You could hear the wind rustling through the leaves of the forest. The oh so far away bystanders talked and argued this entire time. My classmates cheering me on and condemning Fahosha's actions. But I had simply ignored it all. Me of all people. But now that I finally listened, did it all make my ears numb. I could not hear a single word they said. It all turned to gibberish, just noise. But there was someone who didn't talk with noise. You are scary. Of the many things, was this the only thing that could reach my ears? Chaos had ensued through my actions, but I could not have done anything else. Scary? Was that what decided this fight? Am I scary? I did not intend that. I simply walked forward to end this. Was it all along my plan to do this? An underlying, unknowing and unseen thing inside me? The reactions? Only Senri and the magical creatures reacted to it. Humans cannot see this, it seems. Though I know that I would have achieved the same result facing a human. I see it now, the thing that he missed, and why I was built up to take his place. Now that all of this commotion was over, with Fahosha retreating back to his stay, hitting away anyone that was just slightly in his path, and with all the Magies that had watched retreating into their own discussions, and with us going to the forest, finally towards the dorm, now that the adrenaline of the situation had faded. Adrenaline? Was I afraid? Was I excited? I would never be agitated from such a simple scenario. I simply couldn't. And my arm hurt so much. This was the arm he grabbed when it started. How did I not feel the pain from him crushing my arm with his bare hands? Nothing was broken. Not even a werewolf could have the grip strength to crush a bone, but everything else, you could see it. You could see the mark of his hand, the line where his fingers pressed into my flesh, and the point where his claws poked ever so slightly into, missing just about every artery that there was, so that no blood would come from such a thorough pierce. But all of this hurt so much. The only way I wouldn't have felt it back then was when I already, before anything happened, was so agitated that the adrenaline would make me not feel the pain. But how could I have been so agitated from nothing but seeing him? I knew it would happen. I expected it. No, this wasn't fear or surprise. It was another emotion that caused me to be this excited. The next day had arrived, yet I knew that what happened yesterday will not be forgotten quickly. At least only those of my class and the magic societies know of it. I doubt they have any reason to spread this information for a multitude of reasons. They have done quite a troublesome thing. They should not tell anyone. The director shall not be pleased by such events. So she does not understand that shall not bring any misfortune. Can I ask why you know of this, Professor Turnev? I would like to know where this information started spreading from. Thee shall not fear. I found out by my own accord. It was clearly by the change that had occurred amidst the werewolf. It is but a trivial matter to one as I, who has lived such a long time. Can I then ask you, how old are you exactly, Professor? We already know that you lived longer than any human ever would, yet you call yourself a human. That thee shall not know. It would cause but nothing than harm at these times. The truth that is hiding within that answer is not to be known by a certain people. This has to do with your appearance. I have noticed that this is something looked down upon by the magic societies, so I cannot grasp the reason why they do so. That too shall be kept a secret as of now. It is time for thee to go to classes. The fight was over, and the next day had come, and the actions that have been done cannot be undone. What would this bring for the future, I wonder? The Johanna Open is over soon, and with it will these magical creatures leave, but there is more to come from this than just what is seen by others.